Hello, this is Taryn with Wonderfully Made Handcrafting, and today I'm working on day 9 of By the Will for God's newest kit, Behold the Lord. If you followed me for any length of time, you know I kind of bounce around from day to day, just doing what I feel led to journal at the time. And so today is day 9. I have a couple little pieces that I hand made prior to this page, including that little metal tag. I want to show you real quick what I used, that HVAC tape and this die set. So what I did is I cut out those little numbers and then added that to cardstock and then covered it with HVAC tape and used some distress paint, sprays, alcohol inks, anything to color that HVAC tape. And then I used a little sanding disc from Tim Holtz and just kind of revealed that metal back. And this is all seen in a video by Toni. I will link her video down below. It is absolutely amazing. She does really amazing, fun, monotonous projects that are so good, especially if you are going to a retreat. I absolutely loved this past retreat that I was an attendee at, where I just kind of sat down and did all these monotonous tags. It was actually completely a joy to do. So anyways, I have this little journaling card. I have already kind of marked where I am placing things, so that is why I kind of traced that out in some pencils so I knew where to take my notes. I have just written out the Westminster Shorter Catechism, number 25, which asks, how doth Christ execute the office of a priest? And the answer is, Christ executeth the office of a priest in his once offering up of himself, a sacrifice to satisfy divine justice and reconcile us to God, and in making continual intercession for us. So I've added that in because obviously in day 9, we are talking about the office of priest, as Jesus fulfills the high priest for us. And I am journaling in Hebrews 5 verse 1, which says, for every high priest chosen from among men is appointed to act on behalf of men in relation to God, to offer gifts and sacrifices for sins. And so that is where I'm journaling today. I am using a lot of these little fabric scraps. I love these fabric strips. I love how By the Well for God is doing that instead of the bigger pieces of fabric. This is exactly the size that I need for how I use my fabric. And so this is perfect because I get a little bit longer of a length of fabric, and so I can use it in a lot more spaces. Also, if you see my little glue pin dangle, I'm not sure exactly what we call them, but I have been dying to have one of these because I always lose the pin in my Barely Arts glue on my desk somewhere. I even tried to add some washi tape to it, but I still lose it. And so while we were at the retreat, we sat with two lovely ladies, one being Cindy Brock. I hope you don't mind me saying her name. But anyways, she had the loveliest beads and everything for us to create little dangles, and so I was overjoyed to be able to create one, and now hopefully I won't lose my pin. So as you can see here, a lot of this I am actually using fabric tack glue to glue together, simply because a lot of this obviously is fabric, but also that metal tag is, you know, might be a little bit tricky to use Barely Arts glue. The Barely Arts would definitely make it stay, but I just have to hold it for a little bit. And so that is why I decided to use that fabric tack glue. So you know me, I have to have some sort of a background. So I'm coming in with some antique linen, which is basically the same color as your Bible journaling page, maybe just a smidge more yellow. So I'm just adding a little bit of that with a fluffy makeup blush brush. I did test this out to see if I wanted a priest behind that cluster, but I just didn't like it really. It was too big. So I decided to use one of these mini labels and Anne Marie's Books of the Bible stamp, and I'm stamping out Hebrews 5:1, so I have the verse reference. Now I do have to say that I didn't prep my stamps with the numbers. Usually I rub them on my hand, but they were so small it's a little tricky to do. And so it didn't want to take ink that first time. I definitely should have stamped off first, but I did double stamp it and it turned out okay. I did come in with a micron pen to kind of fix my colon marks and some places that I didn't get the best impression, but that's only because I didn't prep my stamps. If you prep your stamps, just rubbing it on the back of your hand, it kind of gets that film off of it. Stamps are brand new and they kind of have a film that doesn't let the ink stay on the stamp as well, and so that helps a lot. So anyways, I've made this little tag. I am putting it on some cardstock paper and cutting it out and trying to figure out where exactly I want this. I didn't exactly have a plan, and so I tried it in multiple places and ultimately decided on the upper right hand corner, which is a little different from me, but I decided if I added some fabric behind it, it would look beautiful. I really wanted to test out this new product to me. This is Finnabare's texture paste in white sand. There's a little sample right there. It does come out a little bit yellowy, but it is a transparent texture paste with white sand mixed in. So it is pretty gritty. It's a little bit tricky to use with stencils because it is so sticky. Like, it likes to hold on to that stencil and not really pull up as cleanly as other texture paste, but it is so fun. And I think it is perfect for this kit being with the beach theme. And so you'll see me use that through that netting stencil. And at the end, you'll kind of see that gritty sand texture. But it does take a little bit longer to dry than most texture pastes. So you'll see kind of here, I know you can't see perfectly because it's just a process video, but check out my post on Instagram and you'll be able to see that a little bit better. I also used this score tape or scrapbook.com's version to add this cluster onto the page. Because I have so much texture going on in the background, I wanted to make sure I used score tape so that it would definitely hold on to the background. So once I have that down, I also want to put down that mini label up in the right hand corner. So I'll add some extra fabric that I had from one of the fabrics that I already used in this cluster. And then after that, I'll just put my date stamp on and then this page will be complete. If you've enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to my channel. You can also follow me over on Instagram at Wonderfully Made Handcrafting. I'll try to link everything I use down below in the description, and I hope you have a wonderful day, guys. Bye.